What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Legacy, and today we're going to talk about this Niantic responding to Pokemon Go Fest backlash. I've seen a lot of people talk about this on Twitter, so I wanted to give my thoughts on it, and let me know in the comments below what you think. It says too many shiny encounters would degrade the game. This article is written by Cale Michael at .esports.com, so I'll leave a link in the description and pin in the comments if you want to go read the article. Shout out to Cale Michael for writing this great article. So I'm just going to skim through this. I'm not going to read everything and give you guys my opinions on it. Okay, Pokemon Go has been a message from respected fans for some time now, with the community openly criticizing several Niantic's decision regarding reverting changes made during the pandemic. So the changes they made, the first one was the Pokestop distance / radius. They tried to nerf it, and I think they only nerfed it in the US. And I remember I experienced it myself because I went to the park, and normally when I'm at the park, I just have my gacha on and just walk around. But I was not spinning as many Pokestops, which kind of sucks because normally when I'm at the park, I have my headphones on, I'm walking, I have my gacha on, and gacha just spinning everything. And so there was just quite a few Pokestops that I couldn't reach anymore. Now, it wasn't enough for me to stop playing the game, but it did suck. And also there was I remember specifically, there was one time when I was trying to do, I remember it was an Alakazam raid, and I couldn't reach it. I even get off my car, walked, and I couldn't reach the gym. Whereas before, it was easy. So enough people complained. I forgot the name of the movement. It was some Heroes Niantic movement. And yeah, they got Niantic. Niantic changed their mind on that one, surprisingly, which I couldn't believe that they did it. But they did say that they were going to keep some of the changes, and that was one of them that they changed their mind on. So let's see what else. After the fight, 2 days in Pokemon, Niantic responded to some fan club exclusive statement to esports. Many of the issues brought into spotlight during what is this? GoFest 22 were large raised concern about lack of shiny encounters in spite of boosts being in effect. So I also noticed, let's go to my Pokemon Go app. Shiny, my recent shinies. I played about 4 hours on day one. I think, what was GoFest? You should be able to see when you got it from GoFest. Yeah, GoFest 22. So I caught, yeah, this was not during GoFest. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got lucky with that Axew. 8 with Magnemite, 9 with Baltoy. So about 9 shinies. I got these 9 right here. Most of these have been around for long. Come on, Niantic. I got 2 Mudkips and a Chimchar. We've had 2 community days for Mudkip. Chimchar's been out for a long time, so I only played 4 hours the first day, and 9 shiny is not bad. It's about a little over 2 an hour. But I've been to the GoFest. I went to GoFest in person in 2018, 2019. I played probably about 6 hours both of them, and I got a lot of not just shinies, but pretty rare shinies. Versus this year, I didn't even play. First of all, it was an 8-hour event. I didn't even play because the spawns were just kind of lame. Pokemon that have been out for a long time, and yeah, just like Mudkips and all that. So I didn't even. Normally, I play the entire event in 2021, 2020, the 2 previous not mobile. What's it called? Live Go Fest. I played the entire event, and I got decent amount of shinies. Now the events, this to me was the worst Go Fest ever. I just played half the event and I gave up. There's just this is just pointless. What was fun about the in-person Go Fest, which they haven't had one yet since the pandemic, there was just so many awesome Pokemon in the wild. Togetix were everywhere, Absols. That's why I love the in-person Go Fest. But this one was just terrible. And yeah, let's continue reading the article. To me, Go Fest is kind of I look at it as the Super Bowl or the WrestleMania of Pokemon Go, and then it's once a year. Unless you travel to all the ones in person but most people don't. Most people aren't going to go to Seattle or Berlin or Sapporo. Then hopefully I pronounced that right. In Japan, I would love to go to those, but I'm probably not going to go to any of them. Maybe Seattle. But they really need to make this, like I said, it's their one event of the year. The biggest event that everyone that plays Pokemon Go is looking forward to. Can you guys throw us a bone? At least one day per year? Especially if we're paying $15. US dollars. Come on, you guys got to give us an amazing experience. But they didn't. Okay, so let's continue reading this article. Unfortunately, the statement made by Niantic director Michael Staranka didn't touch on much outside those shiny rays, missing several key points of contention within the community. That's what he said. We understand that for some trainers, the biggest way that they judge the quality of a Pokemon event is how many shiny Pokemon they catch. Most of the people I saw on Twitter, these are hardcore players that I follow on Twitter, and they didn't get as many shinies, especially me. Like I said, I played 4 hours, 9 shinies, but there was some people who I heard didn't catch any shinies in like the entire 8 hours. That just shouldn't happen. Just boost the shiny odds. That's one thing that I think they should. Like I said, it's 1 day per year. Come on, Niantic. It's not like it's every day. And we're paying $15. So Starenka said Niantic has heard a lot of feedback from players that's taken into account while playing future events. It is true that shiny counter is always based on luck regardless of boosts put into place during an event. Yeah, but community days are like what? Let's see, community days are about every month. Whereas GoFest is 1 day per year. And we get more shinies for community day than GoFest, which community day is free. And GoFest, we're paying $15. Trust me, I had one of my close friends. He called me after GoFest and was just complaining that he played more than he ever played. And I went to the park during GoFest. I saw people like I'd never seen before in my life. Just so many people playing GoFest. People probably haven't opened the game in months or maybe even years. They show up 1 day per year. It's like, look at it, I compare it to the Super Bowl. There's people who probably never watch the NFL, but they'll watch the Super Bowl because it's 1 day per year. Same thing with GoFest. There's a lot of people probably never even open the game, but they're willing to come play GoFest for $15. So I think Niantic, you guys gotta, if anything, that's a dumb move by Niantic. You want people to play more throughout the year. Why not just make the event amazing? Maybe people will stick around, but if you're just making a lackluster event, people will be like, I'm not gonna pick up this app anymore. So that's just my opinion on it. Okay. So let's see. That's not even considering the handful of bugs such as incense spawns disappearing and a visual glitch that also distracted. I didn't notice that, but I've heard people complain about that. So Niantic views the entire event, ticketed or not, as a package that players will enjoy, not solely based on just one aspect, which I'll give them that. That is true. It shouldn't just be about shinies. They do the rotation habitats. There was Groudon, Kyogre raids. And I do like that they made you choose like it was exploration, catching, or battling. I went with the exploration because I just wanted to walk. I don't feel like battling, and I was too lazy to catch, especially because it's so hot. And right now in Texas, I don't want to. I'm basically just want to have my gotcha and just walk. So that's why I chose the exploration, which most of the stuff was like walk with your buddy, walk kilometers, which I was fine with. Okay, coming together for a week in front of catching. Rating, battling, smart. So I said, ideally, the totality of the content of a given event makes you feel like the event has good value. The special research, the bundle. The special research, I stopped buying those tickets. Luckily, now they're allowing people to send them to you. I think I talked about this in the last video. But I stopped buying those tickets because they're just the way, like the stuff we get is just lame. And it just slows me down from catching on Community Day. Because when I go to Community Day, I'm just focusing on catching as many Pokemon as possible, especially when we get triple Stardust. Another thing, Niantic, give us triple Stardust every Community Day. It's 1 day, 3 hours. It's not even 6 hours anymore. Just give us triple dust. No one has too much dust. I don't care who it is. You can never have too much dust. So that's one thing you guys need to do. Give us triple dust during Community Day. All right, the research such as Raid Pass, Incense, Global. The global challenges are good. I do like it. This storyline was kind of lame, to be honest, too. I remember because the Mew storyline was great, but it's not over. I guess they're doing the finale and whenever it is, which is ridiculous. Okay, even Niantic biased by this methodology, actual players who spent 14 to Prisma's event are the ones who are speaking out and doesn't even get them to continue the negative feedback on changes to Community Day events, slow content rollout, and accessibility features like incense effectiveness or remote raids. Yeah, I know people don't like the Community Day events, the way they're doing it now. They went from 6 hours to 3 hours, which they're trying to get us to play at the same time. They just announced basically you get 5 extra hours if you raid Zweilous, which again, they're trying to get us out playing and socializing again. And I don't see me personally. I used to raid with my local community, and then once remote raiding came out, I've talked about this a lot. I haven't raided with them in 2 years. I just don't need to. I feel like if they really, really, really want us to socialize again, they need to get rid of remote raiding. And it would suck for me because I stream and I host raids. I've hosted my raid hour the past 2 years since August 2020. I've shown up almost every Wednesday except like 2 or 3 times I didn't show up. And I host raids, so it would hurt me because I've met so many people. I've made a lot of friendships hosting raids. But if they really want to get people socializing, but they won't do it because they're going to lose a ton of money if they do that. Which is kind of like, I guess they're trying to have it both ways. They want to make money with remote raids, but they also want to socialize. So that's why they introduced that aspect. But it's tough. It's tough to get people out and socializing again because remote raiding is just way more efficient. What they need to do is just make it to where it's such a huge benefit to go out and raid in person. Maybe increase the shiny odds, increase the IV odds, maybe get bonuses if you raid with people in person. I don't know. That's something that Niantic needs to figure out. But as long as they're remote raiding, like, even anytime I'm doing a raid, I'm not going to sit around there and wait for people to show up. I mean, they're supposed to introduce the in-message part, but remote raiding is just so much better. It's more efficient. I don't have to wait. I can just, oh, there's 10 people online. Let me send them the invites and they'll jump in. I don't have to sit around and wait for someone to show up, especially in this heat. I don't want to sit in my car or at the park. Well, I guess in my car, waiting for people to show up. Just randomly show up to a raid. Unless I can message them and see if they're online. So it's a tricky situation. Okay, doesn't get to continue feedback. Okay, let's continue. Slow. I'll talk about this slow content rollout. Yeah, this is just Niantic. They're just milking everything. That's something that they started a few years ago. Let me give you an example. There was when Theory and Landorus came out, we all thought it was going to get Earth Power, and it got Earthquake. And I remember I was talking to one of my friends, and he didn't think it was going to get Earth Power, and I was so positive, optimistic. I was like, okay, it's going to get Earth Power. And then it did. It's still a good Pokemon, but it would have been so much better with Earth Power. So this made me realize all the top moves, most of them didn't come out with great moveset because this is Niantic's plan. They're trying to just stall the game out to keep it going as long as possible. So they'll release, like, for example, they'll release a Legendary with not its most optimal moveset or a Shiny, and then people don't rate it. Whenever it's a Legendary that's not a Shiny, I struggle to get people to come to my streams. Some people will show up, but whenever there's a Shiny, I get way more people. Even if the raid boss has been out for a long time, like Kyogre and Groudon. Those have been out for multiple times, but I always get more people for them because why? People don't have the Shiny, or they only have like 1 or 2 and want to get a third one. So, or they're hunting a Shundo. But Niantic's gonna milk it. Like, for example, I hosted almost the entire GoFest Day 2. I was hosting Nihilego raids, and I got a few people, but people were more excited for Axew because they could get a Shiny. That's just the way it is. Okay, continue finance to Pokemon Go to the tune of games surpassing over 6 billion in lifetime player spending. I've contributed a lot myself to that 6 billion. I don't know how much. I mean, I've done almost 10,000 legendary raids in the past since legendary raids came out, 5 years ago? So I've done almost 10,000. Now, some of those have been free passes, but still, think about that. Almost 10,000 legendaries, that's just me, myself, that I've spent. So yeah, I apologize for everyone who's like, don't support Niantic. I've supported them. I probably paid for, I don't know, John Hankey's boat or something. His car. I probably paid for his car. Whatever car he's driving. So especially true heading into the physical GoFest 22 events. And for now, yeah, it's the physical GoFest. I don't think I'm going to go to them. And especially if the shiny rates are like this, I'm actually kind of glad I didn't spend, because the Seattle flights, last time I checked, were like $500 US. I don't want to spend that much money just to not get enough shiny. Mostly the in-person GoFest is just to meet people anyway. The event is decent, but it's most just to meet people from overseas and different states and cities that you met on social media and stuff like that. So yeah. Anyways, those are my thoughts on this Backlash. Great article by them. So check out this article if you want. And if you're new here, like this type of content, please consider subscribing. And I'll see everyone next time. Bye.